Welcome to my Crunchy Zen era. I'm your host, Nicole Swisher. My guest today is Sara Holifield. She writes as Avalon Griffin. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Same. What's something crunchy or zen that you've done lately?
I recently got one of those spiky acupressure mats.
I had one once.
I love it. Like they
I
had
never
it
really used
at
mine.
Aldi. They had it at Aldi on sale, and I just saw so many people. Like I'm in an Aldi Facebook group, like fans of Aldi. People loved it, and I was like, well, it's like $9. I'm just gonna get it. And it's real spicy at first when you lay down, but then it's like something happens, and you just go into the zone, and I love it. It's great.
Did yours have like the pillow part too?
Yeah, it has the pillow. So at first I did it like with a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Like I had to work up to like bare skin. But
Oh, you're doing it bare skin.
yeah.
How long have you had this?
A couple months.
Wow.
I only do it for like 10 minutes, but it's like, I don't know, something happens where I don't know if it's like your endorphins kick in, but it's like it's real spicy at first, like I said, but then it kind of gets to like this zen zone, a crunchy zen zone.
Yeah.
Like after, I don't know, about like 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah.
I wonder if it's kind of like when you first start doing like saunas or like cold plunges.
Yeah, it could be like that. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. I ordered one from Amazon. This was years ago. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think I ever used it.
You need to try it.
And I've been on a purge and I just brought it to Goodwill.
Oh, no.
I'm sad. I would have tried it.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
But I think I like put my hands on it. And I was like, ooh,
No, don't do
I know
that.
about
Yeah.
this.
No, I think it's like the whole, like your body weight, like it kind of distributes the spikiness of it a little bit.
Okay.
So,
And what
yeah.
it looks like for our listeners,
Yes.
viewers, it's like a mat that you lay out on the ground and it has spikes. on it.
Little plastic
Little spikes.
spikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's like a head that pillow that would go like at your neck, right? And it's supposed to hit the not pressure points. What is it called?
It's like the acupressure points. I don't know if it really does that, but
Yeah.
just the spikiness of it kind of, and it also kind of draws all your attention to your back that's like on fire
Yeah.
for a little bit. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
I could see it like because I have done acupuncture and I love acupuncture.
Okay.
I just find it hard to keep up with.
Yeah, sure.
That is very crunchy zen.
Yeah.
So if you could relive any memory, what would it be and why?
Okay. I think so. Years ago, probably 2023. So I'm a huge fan of the Golden Girls.
Ooh.
And in 2023, they had their first Golden Girl fan convention in Chicago that I went to with my best friend. It was 2 days, and it had workshops that had like Blanche's sister spoke, and Estelle Getty's assistant and B. Arthur's assistant. But at the end, they had all of us in this big auditorium, which was probably 3,000 people, and we all sang "Thank You for Being a Friend" together. And then the original singer of the theme song, came out and sang, and it was just this amazing, stupid moment of like all the girls and gays here to see the Golden Girl convention. We're just all singing, confetti dropped from the ceiling. It was just so much fun.
That sounds great. I feel like those memories where you're in a group that it's just this thing that you love and you just feel that energy.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun to be like hokey and kitschy and just,
Yeah.
there are no stakes here. Like it's
Right.
fun.
Yeah. We just embrace it. Like what we have in common is we like this show from the 80s.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I like that. I haven't gone to like a lot of conventions about things that I really like. But I am going to a Bigfoot convention in a few weeks.
Fun.
So
my gosh.
There will definitely
That
be
will
an
be
episode
very interesting.
debriefing.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I find
Yeah.
it fascinating.
I can't wait to hear about that.
Yes. All right. So I do a little grab bag
Okay,
question. I feel like I should get like a pretty bag, and I just haven't done
Okay.
it. But I'm gonna do this.
That
Let's
works.
see what we got. Oh wait. Okay. I have got to start putting these aside. I've done that one now twice,
okay.
so we're not doing that one.
Okay.
I'm getting better at this, I think. Oh, perfect for you. What's the last book, movie, or TV show you hated? Did you finish it?
Oh my gosh.
I said perfect for you before I finished reading that sentence. I thought it was like you loved. I was like, oh,
The one I
hated.
hated. I tried to watch the new Sex and the City and Just Like That.
That has been,
and I can't.
So many commercials for that.
I can't
Not
do
good.
it.
Is it
not
a show
good.
or a movie?
It's a show.
It is,
and
okay.
Samantha's not in it, so it's just
Oh, I
Carrie,
like her.
Miranda, and Charlotte. I watched the first season. I tried to watch the second season, and it's just bad. I don't know. They've just changed the characters. They have silly storylines. It's not good. It's sad.
Yeah, so Sex and the City was a show that I wasn't supposed to watch, but it was on reruns when I was probably high school or middle school. And my parents finally let me have a TV in my room. I think it was black and white. Even.
Oh, no. Okay.
And I would secretly like watch Sex and the City. So I have like fond memories of that.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. I was like, is this like a whole show that they're redoing? And so I'm disappointed to hear that.
Yeah.
But I have not had the urge to watch it.
No.
So good to know.
Yeah.
All right. So Sarah,
Yes.
we met because I took a romance novel writing class at the Porch in Nashville. And you were my teacher.
I was.
And
yes.
it was very fun. And as you were talking about like the Golden Girls conference, I was thinking about, I feel like you had talked about going to some conferences. And part of what I loved about the class is that everyone there was very like passionate about writing. And I just feel like you don't get around a lot of people who have something like this, or I don't, maybe other people do, have a shared passion. It's just like so fun and inspiring to see that.
Yeah, yeah.
So you wrote a book.
I did, yes. So
And what is it called?
So I write romance under the pen name Avalon Griffin, and I wrote the paranormal romance Unbound by Shadows. And I've just finished the sequel to Dwell in Shadows, which comes out next week.
Next week being July
17th.
17th.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to come out August, I think I said like 7th or something.
Great.
So that'll be perfect.
It'll be out, yeah.
Cool. And so when did you decide to write a book?
To start writing. So I think I've always been interested in writing. At school, people tell me I'm a great writer, I'm so creative, that sort of thing. But I think I never took it seriously because I thought it would be too hard. And I also thought, well, you can't really make money, so who cares? Why should you do it? And then it just kind of got to the point where I just felt like I had to do something with writing. It just kind of wouldn't leave me alone. So I started doing creative nonfiction. And then I was also reading a lot of romance. I've always read romance, like since high school. I had a Fabio birthday cake in high school.
I saw that on your
like in the 90s.
picture.
Yeah, like I've been a long time romance reader. And I just had this, I was reading a lot of historical fiction and the kind of the paranormal romance that used to be out would be just kind of vampires, maybe a little bit of witches, maybe some ghosts once in a while. And I was really interested in demons. So I had this idea of like kind of a fish out of water, like a woman goes to another dimension, meets a demon there who's also from another dimension. And I just felt like I need to write this story or it's gonna keep bugging me. So I just kind of started real simple, like I didn't know what I was doing at all. I went to a conference in Atlanta for romance, just a romance convention with readers and writers, and I took a romance writers boot camp. And that's what kind of just set me on this path of like, okay, I'm doing this. This is what I'm going to do. But I still felt a little bit like I was only kind of doing it just a few hours every month. I was kind of messing around a little bit. And I kind of felt like if I really want to write this book, I need to raise the stakes for myself. So I was in a job I didn't like. And I kind of thought, I'm just going to live the dream and quit my job to write a book. And so I still can't believe I did that right now. Like, that's what I did. So I quit my job. I took about a year off, just working on the book. And then I started picking up, I have a background in nonprofit. So then I started picking up grant proposal writing work. So I was doing kind of halfway fiction writing and then grant writing. And then that's kind of brought me to, that's pretty much what I do today.
And so the job that you quit, like what were you doing?
So it was working in event planning. So it was like planning events for rich people.
Interesting. So that's very different. I don't know if I knew that, because I know now you do grant writing, which I'm like, well, that's writing. It goes along with what you're doing.
Yeah.
So like when you were in, say, like middle school or high school, what job or what did you picture yourself doing at this time?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a vet.
Oh, totally different.
Because I love cats. A cat specific vet,
Only cats?
Only cats, yeah.
I feel like my niece would do that.
Yeah. And then I think I didn't really know what I wanted to do. My degree is in sociology and women's studies. So I wanted to do something kind of with women, with empowerment, kind of that sort of thing. So really, I got into the nonprofit field. I worked kind of in victim services fields. I worked in healthcare, kind of healthcare advocacy. And I just sort of fell into this planning events role because I was good at details and kind of figuring out lots of little things, kind of keeping track of a lot of little things. But it wasn't really what I wanted. It was sort of one of those things that, like, once you graduate college, you kind of take whatever first job you can get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then, it kind of, then you don't like that job. So you take this other job and it's not really that great of a job. And I just kind of went in this cycle. And then I kind of realized, like, in my mid to late 30s, like, is this it? Like, is this, this is being an adult? Like,
yeah. And
I don't want to do this.
So like when you started having like this idea for the book, is that about the timing of it, mid to late 30s?
Yeah. So it was, so I quit my job. I want to say I was 39.
Okay.
And I think when in our class, when we worked together, I had everybody go around the room and talk about, what they wanted to do. And I feel like everybody there was like, I want to write a book before I'm 40. So that was a pretty common theme.
When did you finish your book?
I finished writing it in 2020, and then it was published in 2023. Okay. So there was a lot of in between of like editing. I tried to query it to get traditionally published. And then when I decided to go the self-publishing route, the indie publishing, all the work involved in that took some time as well.
So did you have a goal of finishing it by the time you were 40?
I just wanted to do it. I didn't really have a really set goal. Like I wasn't disappointed when I turned 40 and it wasn't done. I felt good that I was on this path. I felt like it took me a lot longer than I thought. Like, because I think that was another thing too, is what was keeping me from writing the book is I thought, well, I have this job. If I didn't have this job, then I could just have all this time. I'll write 8 hours a day. And that didn't happen.
So with quitting your job, how did you support yourself for a year? Do you mind me asking?
No, my husband was working a job that paid very well at the time, which was great. And then we also had a lot of savings. So
because I feel like, would you tell aspiring authors to do the same?
No.
Okay. I want to clarify.
No, not at all. No, this is not writing advice. Quit your job and, that's the only way you can write a book. Not at all. It was just something for me. Like I said, I felt I had to raise the stakes. I had to make it a little bit scary for me. I had to get rid of all my excuses for not writing. And
was part of quitting your job, it wasn't, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm going to try.
Okay.
So it wasn't just about writing the book, was it? Was it also about the fact that you were in this job that you're like, how did I get here? And I need a reset, or would you call it a
reset? That's a great way of putting it. Yeah, it was a reset. It was not just kind of reacting to whatever job I could get. It was more being in the driver's seat for my life and my career and figuring out what I want to do, where I want to go, and how I want to do it.
Yeah. I can relate to that because I English major, great life plan.
Yeah.
And starting like my first job, it was like it was 2009 and I was like, I just need a job. And then I went to law school because I was like, well, now what do I do? And so I've been on this path of like being in like big law firms. And then when I moved to Nashville, I was at a firm for 4 weeks, that would have been even better, 4 months, solid 4 months. And I quit without a job. and it was just not a fit, and it felt like a reset. And then I moved into working at these smaller firms that are a much better fit. But it was, again, I wouldn't recommend that for anyone, but for me it was very empowering. Of like, for me it was also like, God's got me, like I'm gonna be fine. But just having that like pull the plug, this is not in alignment with my values or where I wanted to be. So
and it's great, and it's like it's scary, and it's you know, I felt like I had people in my life that were like, what are you doing? But I just for me, I felt like I'm just gonna jump, and then it turned out really good. Like it there was light at the end of the tunnel, and it turned out okay.
And so one of my goals for this year was to even just start a podcast. And I feel like, you know, it's like, what is the goal? Is it to finish a book at a certain time, or is it to just start the process? And so it's like, is it for me, like, I don't know, having a certain amount of listeners, or is it just the fact that I started this thing that I've wanted to for years? Did you feel that of like it was just a big thing to start?
Yeah, I was scared. I had this fear that I would die without having written a book. Because I was too scared. And I felt like I didn't want to live with that regret and that feeling of like, I could have written a book, only I didn't try hard enough. I didn't have enough courage. I didn't really put myself to it. So it was more for me just doing it. And then even when it was done, even when the book was done, I always thought I'd have this moment of like, oh, I did it. And I never really did, because there was so many other steps to do. There was so many other things to learn. And it wasn't until now that I've completed the second book that I sort of had that moment that I didn't just write one book. I wrote 2 books.
And I mean, did you like the process of it?
I did. I would say I don't say this to discourage aspiring writers, but writing the book is the easiest part.
Really?
It's the rest of it, the marketing, the figuring out how to connect with your readers. It's, you know, doing your social media. Like that's the hard part.
I've always found writing hard.
It is hard. It is. Yeah.
One thing you said in the class that I liked a lot was that people assume, I'm going to butcher this, so you
That's
rephrase
okay.
it.
That's okay.
People assume that you just know how to write and you just write, but like with everything, you learn that too. Please rephrase that.
Yeah, that's a great point. I feel like writing is one of the things that people kind of feel like, well, I read a lot, so I should be able to write a lot, and I don't need to take any classes or read any books about writing. I should just be able to sit down and just write a bestseller. And that's not how it works. I think one of the things that stopped me or discouraged me a lot when I first started writing is I was writing something and then I would compare that to a published work, a published book, and be like, well, my writing's terrible. Like, I just really suck. Without realizing like that finished book had been through who knows how many drafts, how many editors, how many tweaks, how many beta readers. Like there's a whole big process to get to that finished product. And so with writing, it's not just you kind of sit down and do it. It's a lot of steps. It's a lot of drafts. And it's different for every person too. That's kind of why it's really a learn by doing process that you just have to start doing it and start doing a lot of different things. There's a lot of people that say, well, you just write it all out really rough and then you don't edit as you go. And I tried to do that and I got into a huge mess of plots that I didn't want to follow. And so the other, because kind of the other side of the coin is like, edit as you go. Like you can do that. There are some people that love to do sprints. Like they love to set a timer. I'm going to write for 20 minutes and they just go. That doesn't work for me. I'm more of a time person. Like I'm more of a, I want to finish this scene by today, that sort of thing.
Do you set yourself like word count goals, or is it really just like, this is a scene that I'm writing?
It's more the scene for me, but there's lots of people that do word count goals. Yeah.
And did you create an outline for either of your
No.
books?
So in kind of the writing world, there's people put themselves sort of in two camps, plotters and pantsers. So plotters are more people that are kind of know exactly what's going to happen. They have a great outline. And then pantsers fly by the seat of their pants, kind of just write as they go. In my life, I'm very much a plotter. I'm very organized, detail oriented, all that. But in my writing, I'm more of a pantser, which is harder for me because it's like sometimes there'll be scenes that I know that'll happen, but I don't know what happens in between.
Do you think part of that is because you're a planner?
Maybe. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, maybe.
You just kind of, so that you can just like let it go in this other area.
Yeah. And then because I found when I planned my writing, I over-planned, and then I was like cheating myself out of that. There's sometimes when you're writing, there's a really kind of exciting thing that happens when it's like you have these loose ends that you don't know how to fix, and you just get this lightning bolt aha moment, like, oh my gosh, this is how that happened. And it's like when I was plotting so much, I wasn't getting as many of those. Mm-hmm. And then when I just kind of let it go and just kind of let it, see what happened when I sat down to write, then things fell into place more like I wanted. And
so your book takes place in another dimension, but they start in Tennessee.
Yes.
And the town, what's the name of the town where they go?
So it starts so it's about a woman from Nashville who goes on a road trip with her sister to Rugby, Tennessee, which is this funny little town.
Had you been there?
I had, yeah.
And did that kind of inspire some of that?
I did, yeah. I was looking because I knew I wanted the human character to kind of fall into a portal somewhere in Tennessee. And I wanted someplace that felt a little odd, the veil is thin.
What brought you there when you?
A friend of mine had recommended. A friend of mine went there and stayed there, and so Rugby it's this funny little town that was like a Victorian utopia is kind of where it was what it was built to be, and it still has a lot of the same Victorian buildings. But my husband and I went there. We went in the winter when it was cold, when it was closed. Like it's only really open for the summer, and we went there, and it was so eerily quiet.
Weird.
Yeah.
How far away is that?
It's maybe like 3 hours. It's kind of like in kind of Scott County, kind of like north of like Crossville.
Okay, I know where that is.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a Scott County.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that's the right county. I hope I haven't said
like
I
I'm
haven't
still learning about
Rugby's
Tennessee.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So there's probably hardly anyone that actually lives there.
Yeah, there's not any. I think there's less than 100 people that live there. But in the kind of the surrounding area, there's some woods that lead down to a place called the Gentleman's Swimming Hole.
Oh,
it's back in the day, just gentlemen only.
Is there a ladies' swimming hole?
Not that I know of, but there is a witch's cave down there. So when I found that, I was like, "That's my portal." So in the book, I have the main character goes on a road trip with her sister. They go on a hike in Rugby. The sister kind of goes off to the Gentleman's Swimming Hole to take pictures, and the main character, name is Celine, falls through this portal, ends up in a matriarchal society full of ruled by 7 queens who are also cryptids, and then falls in love with a demon.
I think you need to clarify what cryptids are.
Sure. So cryptids are kind of urban mythology. Bigfoot is a cryptid.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Mothman, Jersey Devil. In Tennessee, the Wampus cat is kind of our resident cryptid. It's just a big, scary cat, like a mountain lion kind of cougar that has big yellow eyes. And, the legend is like, if you hear it scream, you'll die.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That clarifies part of your book for me. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were all called like cryptids.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the umbrella term for all of them. So in my book, there's this dimension where these 7 queens rule, and they come into our world, which I call Gaia in the book, but they appear differently. They kind of appear close to what their sacred animal is. So the queen in the dimension in my book, it's called Aurelia. She's like a cat queen. She has, kind of a cat body, like a thunder cat kind of thing. And then when she comes into our world, we kind of see her, she changes form as the Wampus cat.
Okay.
So.
And did you, are any of your characters based off of people you know? Or?
They're mostly not. I would say Celine, my main character, is an eldest daughter, which I'm an eldest daughter. And there's a thing called eldest daughter syndrome, where eldest daughters kind of feel responsible for their family, kind of as the peacekeeper, kind of making sure everybody's kind of okay. So that part of Celine's personality definitely came from me. And then other characters, I think they're just kind of a lot of just different like pop culture things that I liked, things kind of, brought together. There's not really a specific character, I would say, that's based on someone that I know. Just kind of a mesh of lots of different people.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to be like, and this is your character flaw.
Right. Yeah. I wrote a whole character about you. Yeah.
I'm not passive aggressive at all.
Yeah.
And then the second book, is that about her sister? I feel like
so that'll be the third book. So the second book is a continuation of the two main characters' journey. So the thing about romance is romance always has to end on a happily ever after or happily for now. So in the first book, the female main character and the demon, they, have their happily ever after, and then they kind of say, let's go to the underworld where the demon is from. So the second book is kind of what happens to them in the underworld. Gotcha. And I'm breaking a major romance rule with this book because it ends on a cliffhanger.
Okay.
It doesn't end on a happily ever after. So it's kind of like the Empire Strikes Back, book in the series. And then the third book will be about the sister and kind of about what happens after that cliffhanger.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So what drew you to romance in the first place?
So the thing I love about romance is it's usually about women's stories. It's usually about, they're usually written for women. They're usually written by women. And they're usually about women getting everything they want. So I feel like it's the most kind of empowering genre of fiction. It's also, since it has to end with a happily ever after, it's women succeeding. I think that was part of the reason why I got back into romance between high school and, kind of my 30s. I was working in the kind of victim services field, and I was hearing a lot of horrific stories about terrible things that were happening to women. And I just wanted an escape where women won, where good things happened to women, and they overcame odds, or they overcame their own weaknesses to find happiness.
Yeah, I get that. Like I'm not as much into like romance, but I'll like some rom-com type romances where it was like super lighthearted, whatever. I listen to a lot of audiobooks though, and I have to say there are parts of romance books that when you listen on audio, it's like, this is interesting.
Oh yeah. Yes. Agreed. Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to listen to this while my roommate's home.
Yeah.
But I did play him part of a romance book, and he was like, this is fascinating. I was like, anyway. My sister, though, she would always get romance novels from the library when we were in high school, and sometimes I'd read them, and I'd be like, I'm not supposed to be reading this.
Yeah.
How have you found like the community around romance novels? And
we have a great community here in Nashville. It's a fairly new community. I feel like kind of years ago, a lot of bookstores in the Nashville area didn't carry romance. I feel like sometimes people can be a little bit snooty about romance. There's kind of this stereotype that it's trashy, it's not real literature, that sort of thing. But I think with, there's a series of books called A Court of Thorns and Roses.
I'm familiar.
Okay, good.
I haven't read them yet, but I think Mariana on our first episode might have recommended.
Oh, okay.
That's the
ACOTAR. Yeah. So when that got famous, I think it was kind of TikTok that brought it, kind of
definitely see that.
Yeah, kind of brought it out. And then Fourth Wing, which is, which came out a couple of years ago, which is like fantasy romance.
Oh, is that different?
Yeah. Yeah. So they're two different.
Why was I?
Yeah. So ACOTAR is like fairies and royal courts.
Okay.
And then Fourth Wing is dragons and
different. Yes.
Different. Okay. Yeah. So when those got popular, I feel like a lot of, especially younger women, like kind of women in their 20s, were like, romance, this is great. I love this. And so that's what's kind of brought it more mainstream. which is incredible. And then here in Nashville, just recently, we've gotten several romance-only book trucks.
Trucks?
Yeah, like trucks, like a trailer that is like also a bookstore that they go around to different events, which we never had that.
I never
years ago.
What kind of events are they going to?
They just like will park up someplace and you can just come and shop and find a book. Yeah,
I've never
it's really
seen
cool.
these.
It's really cool. Yeah, so all that's going on, and then I run a romance writers meetup through the porch that's just kind of started recently. That's just for, we just get together every other month, and sometimes we have like a specific topic that we talk about, or sometimes we just write together. Sometimes it's nice to just have someone just to write with them. When you're a writer and you don't know a lot of other writers, it's hard for people that aren't writers to kind of understand the struggle and kind of understand what your life is like as a writer.
Yeah. So. I think my friends and I this is a while ago, I did the NaNoWriMo challenge, which is like, is it 50,000 words in November?
Yep.
So I had some friends that we used to do like write-alongs and stuff.
Okay.
Like that. So that was always fun because it's like you're working, but you can take a moment. Whatever.
Yeah.
That writing never saw the light of day, which
that's okay.
Yeah. Like I feel like I don't know if I'll ever put my writing out there. It's like for me, and it's just like a way to express myself, but it doesn't need to go anywhere. And I think that's sufficient for me. What I get out of it.
That's I like that's totally okay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, okay. What are you doing differently with your second book? Like that you maybe learned from your first book, and you're like, I need to change.
That's a great question. So with my first book, I felt like when it got hard, I looked to a lot of external sources, like, well, this is hard. Maybe I need to buy a new writing book, or a new keyboard, or a new desk chair, or take a class, something like that. Anything to just push through the hard stuff. And with this book, I've kind of realized, like, it's just your butt in the seat. That's the secret to it. It's not anything external. Like, all that stuff can help, but to really get it done, it's putting in the hours of doing it. It's finding time during the day. It's not waiting till, I kind of feel like I'm a little inspired. I'll write today. It's kind of setting a schedule. Like, I'm going to write, 1 hour a day, or even just 10 minutes a day, just something consistent.
Yeah. And did you experience writer's block at any point?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
What did you do to combat
So
that?
there's a lot of different things I tried. One thing that I like to do is to write a journal entry as my character. Like, that kind of helps me focus in on what's happening, what are they feeling, what are they hoping for, what are they wanting to happen. I'll do that. Sometimes I'll just skip ahead. I'm not the type of writer that starts at page 1 and just writes until the end. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I know I want this scene to happen towards the end of the book. I'm just going to write that now, and then I'll connect the rest up later.
That's a good idea, because it's like if you're just stuck on this one thing, you're just going to keep coming back to it. And
yeah, you might as well get some other work done.
Yeah.
And it may be garbage. You may not even use that scene, but sometimes just writing, just getting your head in a different mindset, in a different place can help.
And so you ended up doing the self-publishing route.
I did.
Can you tell me more about how you ended up getting there?
Yeah. So I did. So when you try to get traditionally published, it's called querying. So it's, kind of sending your work out to agents and, publishers. And I did that for a while. And it was right before the kind of the ACOTAR Fourth Wing thing hit. So my timing wasn't the best. I got told a lot that fantasy romance wasn't a thing. I got told paranormal romance is not really popular anymore. Like, that happened in Twilight times, and now it's over.
I was trying to think. I'm like, wait, when did that happen?
Yeah. So kind of around
Twilight.
then. So I got kind of told that, and I felt like, no, I know there's a market for this. I know people want to read this. So I kind of felt like I'm not waiting for the publishers to get it. I'm just going to do it myself. So that's kind of how, so when you're an indie author, you do everything yourself. You do all your marketing. You upload your book to Amazon, and then Amazon prints it if someone orders a paperback copy and sends it to you. You do all your, your social media, all that kind of stuff, which is hard, is a lot of work. But then also you get more of the money that you make goes to you rather than a publisher.
Was social media marketing like a challenge that you had to learn?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. It was a real challenge for me. I mean, one thing that, like, when I first started, I did a lot of marketing, just like, it's a book about a sexy demon and it's fun. And I did a lot of stuff just about like the external plot line. But it wasn't until I changed kind of my style and I said, this is a book about a woman with eldest daughter syndrome. That's when it hit. Like, that's when it got a lot more popular. It's like when people could see themselves in a character and wanted to read about a character, that was more successful for me.
Who would you say your typical reader is?
I would say definitely somebody over 30. That was kind of another thing that I realized. I didn't really even think anything about it, but my main character is 30, and I would kind of put that in my marketing as well, like a 30-year-old, main character with eldest daughter syndrome that falls for a smut-reading demon.
Smut-reading demon.
Yeah, he loves smut. But yeah, because there's a lot of fantasy romance where the main character is 19.
Yeah, I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Like, I've always felt, I don't know, Twilight. I read Twilight. I enjoyed reading Twilight. I was probably that age about. But like, I mean, there's like a lot of stalkerish tendencies in that book, and she's so young, and suddenly she's becoming like immortal forever and ever with this guy who is actually like 100 years older than her.
Right.
I'm sorry, I have an issue with that whole concept of like, but that is not what we hear about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, I feel like someone in their 30s still wouldn't want to be immortal, but it's more.
Yeah. So I feel like my ideal reader would be a woman in her 30s, maybe an oldest daughter, doesn't have to be someone that maybe kind of struggles with a lot of people-pleasing tendencies, which is what my main character kind of gets over. And then someone who likes a hero that's not toxic, but will also
shocking
beat somebody up for you, like torture your ex in the underworld if he has to.
Okay, I don't want to forget to ask you this because I feel like I'm very interested. Do you ever feel awkward knowing that family and friends are reading a romance book that you wrote with like sex scenes and stuff that you wrote?
100%. Yes.
How have you handled that?
It's awful. It's I don't know. I think I'm more worried about it than they are. I mean, they know like that's part of the deal with writing romance. That's just how it goes. But it just feels like embarrassing and just it just feels really weird. And it's been hard for me to deal with that because it's like, I'm a sex positive feminist, It's like I think this is great, but it's just knowing like, the people in my life are reading this and it's tough. But you got to push through it. I mean, that's one of the things I think I said in this class is like, when you're writing spicy scenes, don't think about your grandma reading this.
Oh gosh.
Like, just put it out there.
Yeah, we don't want to think about our grandma.
No.
You also talked about like the Enneagram and how you use that for like motivations.
Yeah.
And I find the Enneagram very interesting. So can you tell me more?
Sure.
About
Yeah.
that?
I love the Enneagram too. And I use it for characters. So I kind of it kind of gives me like a blueprint of what what their fears, what their hopes are, what their motivations are. So sometimes when I'm writing a character, I'll know right away, like, oh, my demon character, he's a 4. He's a tortured, artist kind of. That's kind of personality. Yes. But then with other characters where I'm not sure, sometimes I will just take a test, an Enneagram test as them, like kind of pick the answers that I think my character will pick. And I've been surprised sometimes, like I'm sure that they're one number, but then when I get the results back, it's like, oh no, they're actually a 6 or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Which the Enneagram I think is interesting because it is a personality test. It's about like motivations and why someone's doing something. But I think in real life, it's like, you don't want to be like it's an excuse or whatever. But I do think it could be really helpful of like, oh, I don't think this way because I'm not that, but how do I get this character to be thinking this way?
Yeah. And it helps, I think it helps me be consistent with their reactions. So I'm not kind of messing up, that I kind of forget like, well, this isn't really their character wouldn't react this way, but it's like, I can kind of stay like, oh, a 6 would react this way or whatever. Yeah.
I think I'm remembering this right, that your main character identifies as I'm using Enneagram.
Yeah.
She's a 9.
She's a 9. Yeah. So my female main character is a 9. So she's very much kind of a people pleaser, kind of, she doesn't like conflict. She doesn't, wants to avoid any kind of tension.
Yeah.
And then my main character is a vengeance demon who kind of gets really mad and really full of rage when people are kind of doing things they're not supposed to. So they kind of clash with him kind of going over the top with his confrontation and rage. And then she kind of needs to learn to kind of stand up for herself and fight for herself.
Do you mind if I ask what you identify as?
Sure. I'm a 1.
You're a 1.
Yeah. So I'm very...
Can you remind me what that is?
Yeah. So 1 is we're very hard on ourselves. We want things to be done correctly. We want things to be done in the right way. We're very efficient and kind of like we like rules, but only if they make sense. So we get really mad like when people don't return their cart at the grocery store. Like that sort of thing really sets us off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you? Do you know what your Enneagram is?
A 9.
Oh, a 9. Oh, okay. Okay.
You aired all my dirty laundry.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Does that ring true for you, all that?
It does. I've definitely struggled with like the people pleasing, conflict. Like I wing 8.
Okay.
Which when I first took the Enneagram test, there was something going on in my life where it came out as an 8 and I was like, I don't think this is right.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say I had a relationship that was with an Enneagram 4, a guy that identified as a 4, and I remember being in your class and being like, "Oh gosh, like, this is so accurate."
Yeah.
But I've definitely struggled with speaking up for myself in relationships, so I did identify with how your
yeah. Well, see, I'm a 1 wing 9.
Oh,
so I get that. I totally get that.
So when you're writing, because that was kind of, I was wondering, how did it feel writing from that perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it was easy because it was kind of like, I know how this feels. I know how this goes. Yeah.
I want to do like a whole episode on Enneagram, and I was really into it a few years ago, and I'd have to kind of like brush up on it. But I think it's a tool, but it's not like an excuse or whatever.
You can't say like, well, I'm always late because I'm a 7. Like that's not cool. Yeah.
Like, we're not friends.
Right. Yeah.
I am not late.
Yeah.
So any advice that you would give to somebody who's like, I have always wanted to write a book, but it feels like hard, or I start and I can't finish. And
Yep. Yeah. So my go-to advice, and I feel like it sounds kind of cliche, like just start. But just start, but don't be afraid to write bad. Just write garbage to start with. Write as terribly as you want. Don't use complete sentences. Break all the grammar rules. Just get it out, and then you can go back and make it better. That's the thing that I think holds a lot of people back, is they feel like, even with, and I was like this too, like I spent weeks thinking about the first line of my book, because your first line has all this, it needs to grab people and it needs to do this. And it was like, I didn't do anything else but that. So just start writing terribly, and also build a consistent practice. Like you don't have to write, there's like advice like write every day. You don't have to do that. But I do think it's good if you can carve out 10 minutes every day to just think about your book. Maybe you're writing, maybe you're brainstorming, maybe you're researching. I think 10 minutes, 6 days a week is better than 1 hour, 1 day a week.
Do you find like taking an intentional day off is helpful for you?
Yeah. So and that was something too with being an author and doing the grant writing work where I'm self-employed. I really had to train myself to take weekends off.
Yeah.
Because I kind of thought, well, I'm at home, like I might as well just do some work. Like it's right there. But I really realized, like, I think with anything creative, I think you can do only about 4 hours in a day.
Yeah.
That's like the sweet spot. Yeah.
I could see that. And I try to be very intentional about taking a day off from honestly like anything.
Yeah.
So like whether it's Saturday or Sunday, I don't really care. But it's often like, it's not that I'm not going to do anything, but I'm not going to plan anything.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I might go for a hike, or a friend is like, hey, want to grab coffee? And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go.
Yeah.
But it's always like, don't work, don't have like the pressure of like, you have to get this thing done. And it's very refreshing and renewing.
Yeah. And I think once you go back to work, you're better at it. You can do it more efficiently after that break.
Okay. So is there anything else you'd like to share before I move us along?
I don't think so. I think I'm good. Yeah.
Cool. So this is a random thought that I've been thinking about because I've been trying to declutter my house.
Okay.
And I have like multiple drawers that are just dedicated to like orphan cords.
Okay. Yeah.
And I've definitely gotten rid of the stuff related to them, but I'm like paranoid that one of them is going to be like the one that I need.
Yeah.
Do you experience this?
We have a box of cords
box.
at our house. Yeah. And it's just random cords. And I think we have that. I have a problem more with like craft supplies, like just random boxes. Like I might need this, 1-inch piece of ribbon one day. So I need to save that. So yeah, I totally get that.
I have that with yarn too, because I crochet, but I don't crochet a lot. And I'm like, but I spent money on it. It's just like this big thing. So I've actually started donating stuff to the Animal Humane Society. So I'm like crocheting with all these old yarn pieces, this horrible, ugly blanket. Yeah. And then I just like bring it and they're like, thank you so much.
Yeah. And the dogs love it. Yeah.
The dogs love it.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. I think I need to set myself a deadline on the cords though and be like, if you haven't used anything out of this drawer in like a year, just throw it away.
Yeah, I think so. Because you can always buy a new one too.
Yeah. It's not that expensive.
Yeah, they're not that expensive. I know, but it's hard to, like when you have that moment, it's like, oh, I should have kept it. That's the worst feeling. And
I do that with my closet a little bit of like, I've heard that turn your
your hangers. I've heard that too. Yeah.
And then after a year, if you haven't worn it, like get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never done that. It seems like a good idea. But.
Yeah. I've never actually turned the hangers, but I do try to go through and be like, I don't think you've worn this in a year.
Yeah.
It's not going to change. You're going to look the same in it.
Right.
So
right.
Why are you holding it? So, yeah.
Yeah.
So what have you been obsessing over lately?
I've been really into, so there's a show, it's a couple years ago on HBO Max. It's called Undercover Underage. And it's about this team of like amazing women that go undercover as like teenage girls and catch like abusers online, like online pedophiles.
Yeah.
And they work with law enforcement. And it's so satisfying. It's like kind of like To Catch a Predator, but it's just with this team of women that kind of know the game, that kind of know. It's a reality show.
Oh wow!
So it's a real show. It's it's with a nonprofit it's called SOSA, Safe from Online Sex Abuse, I think. But I just love it. It's like that's like asking your question about like, do any characters based on real people like. Sometimes the vengeance demon in me comes out a little bit, like that kind of, like it's just so satisfying to watch these predators get taken down. So that's what I've been watching a lot of that lately.
Wow, that sounds good. Is HBO?
It's on HBO Max. Yeah.
Max. Okay. I've been watching Big Bang Theory on there. So
oh, okay.
That's where I've been seeing the Sex and the City.
Oh,
thing.
right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
So what I'm obsessing over is my sister-in-law and my mom both got new horses.
Oh, okay.
And I met them for the first time over the weekend. I've lost track of time. Yeah, I was in Minnesota last weekend. And like, I love them so much. And I grew up with horses. I've done like horse therapy. But like my mom's horse, Albert, is so fun. And like, he's very green. He's 6 years old, and he's very playful. Whereas her horse passed this winter unexpectedly, and he was super chill, very, very serious. But Albert is just like, what's going on, and like checking out, like looking himself in the mirror, and just very playful. And then Katie, she got 3. Joey is an old man, and then Sully, salute to America. He's thoroughbred. He used to be a racing horse from Kentucky. And then Patriot, they call him Pat.
Oh.
And Sully like loved me, and I like found his like scratching spots, and he was showing me where to scratch him, and he was just like stretching his neck.
Oh,
so
that's
like,
so sweet.
I'm just like,
you got your own equine therapy right there.
Yeah. I'm like, I love these guys.
Yeah. That's so fun.
I'm like, wait, how do I go visit the horses more?
Yeah.
But my friend Philip said I could come visit his parents' horses.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So yeah. Do you have any recommendations for our audience?
I do. It's totally random, but not book related at all, but kind
Totally
of
fine.
crunchy zen.
Yeah.
So I have tried every kind of natural deodorant that there is. And the best one is actually a local company. It's called Little Seed Farm. And their deodorant, like if you're a person that wants to, I don't even know what, there's aluminum is bad for you. There's all these reasons that you're not supposed to use.
No, I'm the person that wants this recommendation.
Okay, so Little Seed Farm
is
a local, I think they're based in Lebanon.
Okay.
And they do this amazing deodorant that like works.
Yeah.
So that's
the key
I'm
with
seeing
these.
it from everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, do these organic things work? The aluminum is definitely an issue.
Right.
We'll link to the recommendation, so
yeah,
I'll ask you to send me that.
Yep.
I've definitely tried a couple, and I'm like, ooh, these don't 100%
and
work.
They're not cheap either.
They're not cheap. So you're like testing, could these places like they should give like little sample.
They
tests.
should, yeah. That's a great idea.
My recommendation, I brought, I'm going to casually reach down.
Okay.
Here and not let there be a ton of silence. So teas. So one thing I've learned is that there's stuff in teas that you shouldn't be drinking.
Oh, okay.
So it's been kind of hard to like find things that are healthy, organic. This one I got from Target. It's, what is it? Puka? I think that's how it's pronounced.
Okay.
But it's all natural ingredients. There's not even the natural flavoring, because we could go into what's in natural flavoring, but we'll pass on that now. But I really like this chamomile, vanilla, and manuka honey. Blissful calm.
Yum.
Very
that
calm.
sounds good.
I like it. I'm trying to quit my coffee, but clearly that's not working.
Yeah.
And then this one, Telka. This is from Australia.
Okay.
I love this tea. I've been drinking it for a few years. This one's the Lavender Moon for blessed sleep.
Ooh.
But you do have to order pretty well ahead of time, especially around Christmas time. This gets very delayed.
Okay.
But I love this tea. So good.
The tin is adorable.
I know. It's from Australia. Because again, they have better regulations.
Right.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward to this week?
So this week, my new book launches, and I'm having a Zoom launch party for it. So that's
fun,
happening this week. So readers from all over the world are registering, and then I'm going to do a little reading on the book. And then also my first book, Unbound by Shadows, came out in audiobook recently. And I'm going to have the narrator on the Zoom call, and we're going to talk together. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
I like try to promote it, but
that's okay. Yeah.
This isn't coming out till after.
Yeah, but when it comes in August, I'm also having an in-person book launch party in Nashville.
What do you know? What date and time?
It's August 13th. It'll be at Honey Tree Meadery. And because there's hellhounds in this next book, I'm working with Wags and Walks, who are bringing puppies.
I love them.
Hellhounds to the event. Yeah, so it's there's on my Instagram at Avalon_Griffin. There's a link in my bio for all the details of the in-person release. Okay,
we'll share your Instagram. I was like, what's that called? Instagram handle. We'll share that. Yeah, I'm like, as I asked you what you're looking forward to, I was like, wait, what am I? I didn't even
what
think
do you
about
have to
this.
look forward
what am
to?
I looking forward to? I'm prepared.
Just relaxing.
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
I am
Okay.
actually really looking forward to, I have cranial sacral massage this afternoon,
nice.
which is always like very helpful. Very different massage from like a normal
Mm-hmm.
massage. But I am really looking forward to it because it really helps my neck and my head and everything. So
Great. That sounds
that
nice.
is what I'm excited about. Well, you shared where we could find you, and we'll definitely link to that. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
It's
for
been
having
fun.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll look forward to having your book come out. And yeah, so thank you for listening to My Crunchy Zen Era. Please tune in next week. Thanks for listening to My Crunchy Zen Era. Please subscribe and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. This podcast is produced by me, Nicole Swisher, and my good friends Summer Harkup and Liz Coulter. Editing is by Drew Harrison Media, and recording is done by Lagos Creative in Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back next week.